Greetings and welcome to everybody to the Collectors Lounge International Sunday Fun Day. You already know what it is, man. If you're here, definitely you're here to talk about collecting. Definitely you're here to talk about the happy space that we have created in this community. And I couldn't think of, two other individuals to have with me. My brothers is always to kind of bring in a new year. We're bringing in 2020, 23. I said 2020, 23. Damn, that is like a lot. No, 2023. Don't mind me. I'm just waking up. But 2023, we're bringing it in with a bang. Definitely bringing it in with a bang. And we got a lot to cover. And we want to basically hear from you guys because, like I said, this is going to be a interactive conversation with the community as well as ourselves. So definitely we want to get you guys in on it because it's going to be a very unique conversation centered around collecting, centered around the future of collecting, what we want to see, and the energy that we want to actually create within the community. So definitely want to get you guys in on that discussion. So let's go. But again, it's not just me here. It is my brothers as always. Every day we got Cam Collections in the building. My cousin, my bro, and we got none other than the smoothest cat that side of England. My man, Reviews with Rich. What's going on with you, brother?
Brothers? How are you?
Oh man, good. So glad to have you here, man. It's gonna be an interesting discussion. It's gonna be happy, Rich. Every time I look at your display, I'm like, it just gets more impressive. I don't know if you modify the lighting or whatever you do.
Completely by mistake that is today. So one of the lights wasn't working with my Bluetooth.
And
it's got this really nice color here, and it looks epic. So I'm happy with that. So thanks for picking that up. Yeah, I really like it.
It looks phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah, I spent a bit more on the lighting, and I think it's really making it pop. So
because like the way it looks, bro, it's like I'm looking at a comic book cover right now.
Yeah, it's like casting the shadows on the wall.
Right. It's giving it that shadow effect.
Honestly, this Hush is incredible. They've announced the quarter scale version of it as well with the Superman, which I'm tempted by getting that Superman. It's absolutely stunning from Prime 1. So but I'm great. Thank you. We've had a wonderful couple of days. My wife had a birthday on Thursday. So
happy birthday, happy belated, bro.
Thank you very much. So I spoiled her rotten because it's mine a week tomorrow. So I'm hoping it kind of comes back, the old karma boomerang. But yeah, man. So it was really great. So we had a really nice time together. So it was just lovely and just lovely time just with the family. So great to be here, finish off the weekend, man. So it's all good.
Yeah, man. Good to have you here, man. And happy belated to the wife. As always, I got to deal with that next month. I got Latoya's birthday coming up next month, so I'm excited about that. Get her out and get her ready and prep for that. So it's gonna be decent. Awesome. I can't wait for that. Awesome. Cam, what's going on, Cuzzo? How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Glad to be here, man. Sunday fun day, like you said. I can't think of another better way to end the week, honestly, than doing that. So super excited, man. And these releases, man, like some good ones. They got some good ones. I might become a Lord of the Rings fan again. Like, I don't know. Me too. Like, wait a minute now.
Bro, it's early 2000s again. Yeah,
bro, it's just like literally you are looking at Viggo Mortensen right now, bro. Like you are looking at him in figure form. And that's the thing. We were talking about this last night on Mafia's channel on 6 Scale Mafia. And I was like, yo, like literally you can be like me. I told myself, I was like, because I'm a fan of the films. I love the films. I always have. I was there day one every time the film was actually released. I was, I have the animated series. I've read the books. I've read everything. But as far as collecting the figures, because I have a vision for my collection, it was one that didn't particularly fit. But with that being said, it is a beautiful figure. And if you have doubted in art so far, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know, but we'll definitely dive into that figure once we get into it, because I know it's going to be a lot to say. But let me address the chat real quick. We got Shiny in the building. Thank you for being here. We got Commander Green, as always. Empire Strikes Again. Louis Labitz. Doguito is in the building. Doguito, I think. I always miss the name, but he's gonna have to correct me, man. Look at Cam's room coming along. I see that. He said, "Hey, definitely." We got Man What in the building. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. We got Damon Zapp, Benjamin E. Green. We got CT603 AOCT. every time I look at your, like, I'm looking at your avatar, man, and like I've been shooting a video for the Arena Boba Fett and 2 of the clones of the Chrome clones. So that's going to be interesting. I can't wait for everybody to see it. It's going to be incredible, man. So thank you for being here, CT. We got Agent Silver Fox in the building as always. Silver Fox. He said, "Yeah, and the wallet, it's already aching.
Yeah,
he said, "First week of the year, yeah, definitely, bro."
He was telling me yesterday he's bought Gandalf and Aragon. He was telling me yesterday. Yeah. There's also enabled his friend who has never collected anything before 6th scale. He showed him the Aragon and he's like, he's all in now. Yeah, so it's like it's opening it up.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's good because I think the Gandalf is sold out, or I think it's like not available. Right. I believe, depending on who you get it through, but I don't think it's available right now. So that's safe for me because then I know I don't have to dip into that line right now. Right. But that Aragorn looks good, and like I said, we'll definitely dive into that. Agent Silver Fox is going to be interesting to see how your collection comes along after that one, bro. We got Real Limes, Lemmy in the building. We got William Owens, Mugwump is in the building. OG Mando is in the building. Thank you for being here, brother. We got KJ Smith. Who else we got? Forrest Actual is in the building. Andrew Gibo. We got Skillmonger is here. Thank you for being here. Who else do we actually have?
Have a look at that CT comment where it's just put. That's brilliant.
Let me go down and look. We got Pull 89, William Owens, Shiny. We got Primetime Reviews, Aunt P. Let me see what CT said, bro. Because what did he say? He said, "I am out of the closet, chromosexual now."
It's not brilliant.
What is 23 doing? Don't judge. Yeah, that's funny. Yo, he is insane. He is insane. He is insane. You know what? I can't with him, bro. I can't. I definitely can't with him. We got Hot Toys Hotline in the building. Thank you for being here as always, man. It's and thanks to everybody for being here, helping us bring in. Again, a nice 2023 is the first show, I believe. No, it's the second show. Second show of 2023. I'm sleepy. Don't mind me. AJ Agrusa, thank you for being here as always. But yes, so guys, like I said, it's the second show of 2023. We've gotten 2 major reveals this week, man. We got Obi-Wan and we got Aragorn. But here's the thing. We've come out of 2023 very trivial. You know what I mean? We've dealt with a lot of delays, a lot of pushback on orders. Our pockets have been basically depleted. And there's been a bit of the divisiveness we already know within the community. We see that when it comes to, figures and, when it comes to likeness issues, whether or not you think the likeness is there. And there's been debates about head sculpts. There have been debates about, shipping and, everything. Right. So when we're dealing with that, as a new collector coming in, I always wondered how they felt about that. Like how they felt about seeing these issues and these arguments. For us who have actually been here for a while and have been collecting for a while now, for a few years, how, because even myself, like I sometimes, and I'm not going to lie, I log on and I'm like, yo, shiny, I see you picking. Sometimes I log on and I'm like, when I see conversations, and that's why myself, I don't really participate in groups. You know what I mean? Like, I don't die out, if unless it's something of, a reveal or a release, I don't participate because it's like that living in a space of negativity. Sometimes when you see it can be like really, really like it's like a Debbie Downer to like your perception of collecting. And sometimes you even feel like though you want to cash out because of it. But then whenever I start feeling that way, I'll come downstairs, I'll put my phone down, I'll completely check out of anything on social media, and I'll just marvel at my collection. I'll just look at everything. You know what I mean? I'll look at everything, all the pieces that I have, reposing certain things, the details. I just go through, I'll take like a walk, just walk down, look at everything, just see what needs to be touched up. and that reinvigorates the love for collecting, my love for being a collector, being in this community. You know what I mean? And I know that there's a lot of people that go through that. Like, whereas you might just be down one day because of everything that's going on. And you're like, you know what, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But then you just come down and you look at your collection, you look around, you look at everything that you have, and it just kind of gives you that energy. You're like, you know what? I love this now. I love this more. I want to be here. This is what I'm so excited about. Cam, how do you deal with that, bro? Like, how do you ever go through that where you're just like, you know what? It's just so much going on. I just don't want to be here. But then you're like, you know what? You look around, you look at your collection, you look what's coming, the art, the detail, and it just kind of takes you back to why you started this in the first place. Do you ever go through that, man?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's always an up and down process where you're, what I'm saying? There's always a lot of hearsay and a lot of extra unwanted news that we don't really need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I understand there is a part of the community that does like and thrive and love to hear, certain things, but I feel like it takes away from what we're really, or the real purpose of what we thought we were all here for in the first place. I try to just stay positive and stay on, what I focus on. That's why my IP is so small, because like, if I start getting into all this other stuff, it just allows more drama to come in through what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? And it starts to take away from that. I mean, not also just looking at pricing over the couple of years and how that's changed and our wallet staying the same. It's kind of hard for us to be also, so invested in something as well. But I try to stay positive. And like you said, I try to come down and actually look at the figures I have and just really appreciate that for what it is, opposed to listening to what the internet says 90% of the time. Because like it's happened in other communities, but it's also happened in, Sideshow site and stuff like that too. Like there's been times where people have been booted out, people have been, blocked just because, their opinion is unwanted. I feel like all opinions should be taken in with a grain of salt, but at the same time, they shouldn't be just pushed away, So it's hard to say, what I'm saying? Because like, regardless of how we want this to go or how we feel like, okay, everybody should have, the same outlook on this stuff, then it's just hard, what I'm saying? Because everybody's entitled to what they want.
Not everybody's going to have the same opinion. And the thing is, we're not supposed to, honestly, we're not. Right. But there's a way to be constructive about your opinions. Be constructive, be respectful, and stuff like that. Especially when you have someone, because the thing is, we're all passionate about this thing. We are. We're all passionate about, especially for the money that we spend. Except is, we do expect a certain level of excellence sometimes, but also our expectations can sometimes cross that line where our expectations can sometimes override reality. You know what I mean? Like, we make that happen because we have these high expectations, not really understanding that sometimes things do change and we have to be accepting of change. But go ahead.
And I think it's hard because also I think our expectations aren't just for the figures. Our expectations are for the people too. You know what I'm saying? Because like we consider a lot of people in this community our family and our brothers because we talk to them all the time. But sometimes, their reason or their divisive, thoughts of how things go is not always going to be just like ours. So it kind of makes it hard. So it's like arguing with a family member or with a brother. You know what I'm saying? We all have our differences sometimes, but I feel like there's always a way we can all come back, to where we were and what we really love from the basics.
And that's the thing is like we all have a tendency to come back to this. You know what I mean? We come back to the things that we love. Rich, because we often talk about this.
We do,
And I'm pretty sure like I felt bad because I was on, honestly, I was on we did LWO the other day. And I was on with Dan, I was on with Dre, I was on with Mario, Calvin was out there. Who else was on there with us? It was a few of us in there. Proxzilla was in there. And Dre, my boy Dre, my guy Dre, he was, even he was expressing his disappointments in the community and how sometimes it just brings him down. You know what I mean? And it's like he's like, yo, we're just in it to collect, not for everything else. And I know that, they say, well, nah, you should have a thick skin, but it's not about having a thick skin. It's about being respectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think with any fandom in any way, there has to be a level of toxicity because people are different. There are extremes of every people out there in any tribe. And I say tribe because it's a thing that people associate themselves with, whether it be a sports team, a particular IP that they follow, or collecting within that IP. So people are going to be disrespectful in those groups. Sometimes be a bit extreme, but I think sometimes people just everyone has a voice, and sometimes they don't necessarily need to use it all the time, but they do. For me, when I wake up in the morning and I see the lovely reveals, and I'm like, God damn, that's amazing. And then I look at the comments, and I'm like, ugh. Straight away, because I hear, where's this, where's that, where's this, where's that, and it's like, Jesus Christ, calm down. You know what I mean? It'll get there eventually. Whatever you're saying on your comments, eventually it will come round to the thing that they're asking for. They're not going to look at your comments. And I think for me personally, it does affect me sometimes where I think, because I always try to rise above it. I'm always very positive as a person, and I always try and just think, really, it's just collecting. That's all it is. But there is a facet of this side where it's like you want people to be okay, you want people to be positive about stuff, and always have it might not be for you, but don't say they're not a fan if they don't like something. That's silly. So for me, how I just get over it, I just go like duck. It's like water off a duck's back for me. I don't care. There's one thing when, like last year before, I was on Jeddah's group, and there was one thing where I think I misread something on like Sideshow, and I put something out there saying, oh, there's an expiry on my rewards. This is when they start doing it. And I said, oh, you might want to look at it because I don't know if it's everyone else is the same thing. And they went all in on me. And I was like, just deleted my comment, walked away.
I know,
I'm not having anything to do with it. And they just went, I was just like, calm down. Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy there, I was just like, God's sake. So it's like sometimes you just kind of need to just go, right. They've just got too much time on their hands, or they just sat on the toilet with the phones doing whatever they're doing. And it's just, you just think, okay, that's it. You just have to walk away from it. But I think sometimes people can get too into this community and make it they get too close to it and get too passionate about it. And sometimes that negativity comes through too much. And I think they need to calm down a bit. But what CZ says, I think we get.
He said, I think we get in trouble when telling people how to collect, how to buy, how to display, instead of sharing what the different ways, what different ways community does it. Yeah, like, the different ways that we can do it. Like we can, and that's the thing is like, that was, what, and here was the crazy part, right? Cam, I was talking about this, from last Wednesday. And one of the topics that I basically had up, that we didn't get a chance to cover, was this. I put this up, and I forgot that we got to talking about, should we care about what others collect? And I thought about that. I was like, yo, should we? Like, is there a space where we should care about what a person decides? Like, for instance, if I decided, which I did, if I decided that I wanted to get the Hydra Stomper, you know what I mean? If I decided that I wanted to basically get, Captain Carter and Steve Rogers with the Hydra Stomper, that was my own personal choice. It's not a space where anybody else can tell me that I was a fool for doing it, or I'd be stupid not, or if there's a piece that I decide to pass on, Aragorn, to be, I'm just passing on it because it doesn't fit my collection. But it doesn't say that another person, it's not taken away from the artistry. But we get into trouble when we're like, yo, you're stupid if you don't do that. No, you should get it because, this, that, and the third. Like, no, like, why should you care about what I collect? Why should I care about what you collect? instead of just saying, yo, you picked up that piece, yo, that's amazing, yo, I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
definitely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone should be respectful with each other anyway. I mean, like you and I were on the stream, I think it was Rise and Chai once, where you had the Hydra Stomper and you said, oh, this is, I can't wait. And I said, okay, I'm really happy for you. This is why I've not got it. And it wasn't wasn't you're an idiot for picking it up. And you have your own money, you earn your own money, you use it for whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. It should be like that. That's how you should be, because it's just you've got to be adults about it. And I think you can be respectful and be encouraging, because if you go, oh, look, just to let you know, I've got this, what do you think? Shall I get this other thing? That's an investment in kind of asking for people's advice and stuff. That's nice. That's engagement with it. But rather than just telling people, I think that's out of order.
I will say though that Rich, you did kind of you did FOMO me into getting, you did make me get that Batman all in.
Oh yeah.
I have to say that because, bro, you made me get that set, man, because I watched the fucking movie again and I was like, God damn it, this movie is so good, bro. And I was like, let me get this some bitch now.
I'm really glad you got that one.
Yeah, bro. I was like, let me go ahead and get it.
I feel like when it's coming from a place of admiration, you know what I'm saying, you're admiring someone else's collection, that makes sense, you know. And even when like you guys know I collect Marvel, right? And y'all put me on the spot and be like, yo, you gonna collect Star Wars? I see that as coming from a place of love too. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it like
joke around with you because we know you're not gonna get it.
But I don't see, I mean, like, but when people take it to us like, man, you're dumb for not getting that shit, or it's like, all right. But like, exactly. But when when you guys say it or someone else says it in the community, like, yo, you gonna get this? It's from a place of love, because I feel like you want me to have something great that I admire too, but it's just my choice that
your personal choice.
Add it. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Choice. That's what it's all about.
But I definitely appreciate how amazing they look. You know what I'm saying? Because I just know if I start it, I'm screwed. That's it. Like I'm
all right. Done. So I'm gonna bring another person in on this discussion. Again, y'all know him. Y'all know our folk. Again, this is Collective 4. So I'm gonna bring another person in on this discussion, and we want to actually have this, because I think it's important that we all understand that we all have our way of looking at it, our differences in collecting, our differences in life in general. And what other person to have on than, our bro, you know what I mean? Like, what other person to have on to have this discussion than our folk when it comes to this. I'm gonna ask you this question, Shane, since we have him. First of all, how you doing, bro? How's your morning been? I mean, how's your hold on.
Evening.
It's evening. How's your evening been?
Good. Woke up this morning, went out for a run in the cold, woke me up, did a bit of work, so I don't have the fear for tomorrow. That was good.
That's good. Yeah, that's really good.
And then a family came over because as my girlfriend's family came over, they like dropped us to the airport and back, so we didn't have to park the car, and saved us a few €100 when we went away. So we made them dinner and stuff like that. When I say I mean Megan did everything and I just ate. But
I'm not. That's what I'm thinking about, because good. I got to drive from here in April. We have to drive from here to New York and park our car at JFK. Fuck.
Cost.
Yeah, it's about 100 and something, I believe, for us to actually park it there. But it is what it is. I'm like, you know what? It's as long as we know it now, we can save for it. We already got that out the way, so it's not really. But yeah, but I wanted to bring you on this discussion first, and I'm gonna ask you this question first, because before I ask you this one right here, we started the conversation focused about when we look at the community and we look at some of the things that go on. Sometimes it's easier for us to get ourselves immersed in it. And sometimes we even get this thought like, yo, I just want to check out. Like, I just want to check out. I don't want to collect anymore. I'm just done with this shit. I'm done with the bickering back and forth. But I was, we have our different ways of doing it. I was saying, like, I will literally check out at social media and come downstairs and just look at my collection. Like, I'll look at everything that I have. I'll go through the hall of details that I have. I'll go through each detail and I'll look at everything. I'll look at the statues. I'll look at the figures. I'll start reposing things, look at all the shit that I still have to go through. And I'm like, I gain more of appreciation for the art form. So that lets me know that I'm in a comfortable space, and I just block out everything else. Like it just doesn't matter at that point. And that's how I kind of pull myself out of it. How do you handle that level of, like, when, again, I want to change the narrative of the community, because I want to change it and not say toxic, just differences, opinions, and highly, and differences in really, really passionate individuals. They're passionate, but sometimes we know our passions can be misconstrued. I don't want to say toxic anymore, because the ending is you're labeling people who aren't toxic. You know what I mean? So I want to kind of get that out the way. But how do you kind of view the community? You see it, but bypass that and just really stay focused on the community. I mean, focused on your collection, the art, and the space that it puts you in. How do you deal with that?
Sorry, the question is just like, how do you avoid the negativity, basically, is it?
Well, how do you avoid the negativity, and how do you, like, have there been moments where you wanted to completely check out of collecting? Have there been moments where you're just like, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. It's just too much going on. Let me check out of it. And, but you just, how do you kind of pull yourself out of that space and reinvigorate yourself to just get back to collecting and understanding that why you got into it in the first place? Get yourself back in that happy space.
I don't think there's ever been a moment where I've wanted to get out of collecting, because I've said like multiple times in the channel that like I was a collector long before the YouTube channel. I'll be a collector long after. Like that is the most important thing to me. Like, but since starting the YouTube thing, as much as I enjoy the collecting and taking photos of the collection and making editing videos, connecting with the community is the best thing. Yeah, the community at times might be a bit negative or something like that. I think we as a community need to get comfortable that we're not always going to agree, and there's nothing wrong with disagreeing, and that's not necessarily negative. There's nothing wrong with like disagreeing on a head sculpt or an accessory or something. And that's not negative. That's just, we just see things different, because there's no right or wrong, because it is. It's subjective art. Like, it's not a maths equation. Like we all look at things different. We have different expectations. We have different characters we gravitate towards, with different characters we don't. So man, it's like overall, like it's like people, 99, maybe not 99% of people, 95% of the community are very positive. Like, and yeah, there's always going to be some negative people, and I suppose it's just focus on, no pun intended, if the people that are actually like, that putting the good stuff out there into the ether or whatever. I think that's just, you have to do that in life as well, man. Like bad news gets more traction. It's a fact, like, and
yeah.
So it's kind of like you just have to, like, if you believe the news on TV every day, Jesus, you'd be hanging from a rope, like, you know what I mean? You need to kind of like, you need to turn off the news, like, you put on like Fox or CNN or whatever, like it's never like, here's something good that happened. It's always kind of drama or war or whatever, like, because that's just, unfortunately, they're buzzwords or whatever. And and I, even like, I know lately I've had to do some videos that people definitely didn't agree with, and I completely get that, but I thought long and hard before I put them out there, and how I address that. And I understand everyone will not agree with me, and I completely get that and accept that. I suppose we just have to be adults and go, like, we can't always see eye to eye. So no, I don't know, like, I don't ever want to sell the collection because I see a bad comment or anything like that. Like, you might want to like take a step back from the internet for a few days. I mean, that's refreshing. Like, get out, go for a run or whatever. But, no, like, definitely. Do you know what? You know what? Sometimes though, I do have this thing. I don't know if there's anyone else get this. Like, sometimes I wake up in the morning, and like, if I see something on TV or something happens that is like, someone, like, say someone loses a loved one, or you see something bad happen on TV, I do feel spoiled. I feel really spoiled, like, when I look at what's behind me, like, people not out there with clothes on their backs. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like a soapbox. I don't mean to be sound like a soapbox, but I still do feel really grateful for all the basics. And then this is, even if you can afford one of these figures, you're in a different bracket. Like, so,
I mean, even what happened with Jeremy Renner this week, it's perspective. Yeah, exactly. It's like this is small fish in comparison to what real life is. But I think it's important for us to sometimes put this out there to the community generally as a bit of a voice as well, because some content creators, some people within the community do thrive on this. Do thrive on the negativity and stuff like that. And I think it's good for us to be a voice and say, hey, it's not the biggest thing in the world. Just chill your beans a bit. And it's just collecting, but just enjoy it. Because if the moment that you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Yeah. And that's the bottom line. If you don't enjoy it, then there's, here's the thing. If you don't enjoy it, you don't have to be as vocal. Or shit on somebody else's parade, because they do enjoy it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I had to pull somebody, and I don't want to put that person on blast, but I had to pull somebody because they made a comment, in here, which could have actually started a war. Not a war, but whatever. I guess someone didn't like the simple fact that we brought up or this content, and they made the comment that someone's running out of ideas, hint topics. So I pulled that person. I'm not going to say who they are, but I just said see you later, because again, I know that it can start a space that we don't really, and it's not saying it, but the thing is, like, these things have to be talked about, because if they aren't, or if us as content creators, we do have a level of responsibility to be honest, to have our opinions. But at the same time, we dictate we navigate the ship. And also, we want people to feel comfortable.
And it's your show. You go and direct it however you want.
Yeah, and I'm going to. And that's just the way I basically see that. If I decide that I don't want...
was there for, man.
Yeah.
I had to do it during the week.
What was that guy's name again? I watched the stream. What was his name?
Yes, Smiley. I gave Smiley a chance, in fairness. I did give Smiley a chance.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was actually something different. Like you might have heard me say before that, like if I'm saying I'm not expecting everyone to agree with me, then if someone disagrees with me in the comments, I have to own that and accept that.
Yeah.
Like I regularly put out videos and say, I don't think the head sculpt is all the way there, and someone will come in and go, I'm sorry, but I completely disagree with you, folks. That head sculpt is on point. It's 100%. Respectfully disagree, or thanks for the content. They always, because things get lost in text.
Yeah.
We've all done it. Yeah. We've seen a text message and go, what the then you miss the nuance. And, I've known about age there to take a step back, see what different ways of interpreting that there is.
Yeah.
But then, and I always commend people for going through the extra mile to kind of put into text going, look, this I'm not trying to be rude here, I just don't agree with you. 100% got it. You went to the effort to write that extra line, which changes the context of the text. But like sometimes you can get comments on videos which are basically, I want to annoy you. This is nothing to do. This is I don't like you, and I
don't like you personally, and that's my point. Is when a person, that's when it can kind of get out of hand. I don't like you personally, so what I'm going to do is be a disruptor. I'm going to be a disruptor in the community, and I'm going to continue to do it. That's when it's like, okay, we give people a safe space to have these conversations. You know what I mean? And again, when you talk about the head sculpts, which I'm going to bring this up. Let me bring this up really quick, and I'll give you an example, okay? This is one I'm going to actually bring up first, because this was one that we had a discussion about, and a lot of people, there were differences of opinions. So we'll bring this up. Obi-Wan Kenobi, okay? This is the version or the General Kenobi that a lot of people were looking for. The reason why, we didn't have the original version is because they were retooling. They gave us this version. We know that there was pushback on the Obi-Wan series Kenobi figure because of the head sculpt. We look at this one and it's totally different. And, we see Ewan McGregor, at least I do. But my opinion was, I thought the head sculpt was amazing. You know what I mean? I think that it looks really, really good. It's a step up from what we got recently. But there were still people that were like, nah, I just don't see it. I don't see certain things, whatever. And that's completely understandable. And it was a constructive conversation. You know what I mean? But see it in certain groups, like, people were viciously attacked, bro. Like literally viciously attacked oh, you're a stupid. I mean, I even seen like, oh, you're a stupid fuck if you don't think. I'm like, what? Really?
Jesus.
Eesh.
Like, just be
Get a life. Yeah.
What? Like, literally, like, how can you say something like that just because someone says, you know, the head sculpt is just it's a 7.5 out of 10, or it's an 8 out of a 10. That's and the thing is, people, I think when we think about like 7.5 or 8 out of 10, like somebody said this before, there's so many different numbers on the scale, bro. Like, you know, literally it is. No, it's not like that person saying it's a 2.5 or a 3 or whatever. 7.5, 8, those are still really good numbers. Like, they really are. But it's that person's interpretation, their opinion for it. You know, not everything has to be a 10. I'm not going to say that this head sculpt is a you know, a 10, a solid 10. To me, it's a 9. That's where I basically sit. But everybody's going to have a difference of opinion. But between this and Obi-Wan, not Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, bro, the discussion was heavy. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
It was heavy. And I've seen it. But again, we're just talking. I just bring this up as an example because what I feel may be different from everybody else's. And that's fine. Right. As long as we keep it constructive and respectful, and you're not attacking to attacking a person just because you may feel as though you don't like them. You know what I mean? Cam, what you think about that, bro? Or first off, Cam, what do you think about that? Now, number one, I know it's Star Wars, bro. You're not gonna get this piece, but what do you think about the figure as a whole? And have you even seen some of those comments out there, bro?
I have. I've seen several of those comments out there. And I honestly think the figure looks amazing. So for me, I'm like, I don't understand what the issue is. But Max said it, and I wouldn't say toxic, but I would say Star Wars fans are the most passionate fans about anything. I would say. So
very
the level,
liberal. You're a politician, my man.
Dude, they're like literally like the most passionate about, you know, what they like, and they have no holds bars on the expectations of what they expect it to look like. If they could, this figure would probably have a accent and probably could talk to them at night. So for me, I thought it looked good, honestly. It's just hard to say. I mean, what other people's expectations are for this is a lot higher than others. So I mean, for me, I think it suffices, because if we look back 10 years ago, what sculpts look like, this is a major improvement, honestly. So I'm satisfied with anything they put out right now. It looks great.
Yeah, definitely. And again, to me, and I said this, you know, the other day, it's a major improvement from it's a major improvement from what we actually got with the you know, Revenge of the Sith version, because it was something about the upper lip and like, well, just the mustache and the lip, it was just off for me a little bit. But this is a major improvement because you can see the separation between the two. You know, even I think this is a step above, definitely a step above the Obi-Wan figure that we got from the series, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's still, like I said, there's still room for improvement. I pretty much think with any figure, but you know, with this, it is an improvement from what we got in the past. Focus, what do you think about this piece, bro?
Would this be the best Hot Toys 1/6 scale Ewan McGregor we've ever gotten? Would it be better than Revenge of the Sith? The head sculpt?
I don't know. I actually really like the head sculpt for Revenge of the Sith, to be honest.
But we can agree. Would anyone disagree if I said it looks better than the prototype for the Kenobi show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I know that one was really divisive.
Yes.
Like, I think people were scoring that.
Yes.
I was scoring at about maybe a 6, but I know people were scoring it lower. But it was very, you know, it was compared to all sorts. I saw this during the week, and it was like, my first reaction was on Joao's stream on Friday. They put up one photo, and I went, "Wow, that's really impressive." They even got the little kind of like dimple on his.
The dimples, yeah.
You know, like it's like Christian Bale has this like growth, like a little spot. It's like a skin tag in his eye, and they even have that, I think, on the DX19. Like, I'm pretty sure they do anyway. But like the attention to detail is very good. I actually thought it was really well done. Now these photos here, they aren't as good as the other photo I saw, but like I don't The head sculpt itself, I actually think looks quite good.
Yeah.
But again, like I'm not going to get this. It's animated, it's Clone Wars, but I like the whole thing. As Marco from 166 pointed out, he really likes the way this is like a Jedi knight, and it's like a knight armor, and the touch with the helmet. Like, I know you're not going to pose with the helmet that much, but even like the kind of torn cape, the rugged design. I think it's really interesting the way this one looks more like. I don't think it's a 10 or I personally don't think it's a 10 or a 9 or anything, but I think it's maybe a 7.5, maybe an 8. Like I don't think that it warrants complete outrage, but at the same time, if I was a diehard Clone Wars fan, I was waiting for this for so long, maybe I'd be a bit like, no, it's I wish they'd done better. But at the same time, I've heard the flip side going, if you're a diehard fan, you might excuse it. You know?
Yeah.
It's interesting the way the head sculpt here, I think, looks more like Ewan McGregor than the Kenobi one, and this one is based off the animation, but we know that the animation they mold it, they don't go full screen accuracy, they have the hybrid. It's very unusual, but I think the figure as a whole looks really cool. Like, it's one of those ones that I have to go steady the ship. Can't commit to that. You can't. You like to eat. You like to pay your mortgage. You know, like it's
like there's certain ones that you can, you look at and you're like, yo, this piece looks effing amazing.
Yeah.
But it may not just fit me. You know what I mean? It doesn't fit where I'm going with it. There's a lot of figures. There's a lot of clones that I've passed on because I'm like, wait, it's just way too many clones right now. Way too many.
Lale.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Like Lale, like the Aragorn. You go, oh my god, that's a photo. The Reva.
Yes.
Oh my god. How did these angels craft this? You know what I mean? And I think Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he's like a hero through the prequels, the up to New Hope, the Clone Wars. He deserves that level of is this a movie still? I think maybe that's why people were so passionate about it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I think eventually it will get to the point where we have to, our ratings out of 10 have to be different between Hot Toys and in arts now, I think as well. Because the fact that your thumbnail, if you just remove this picture, your thumbnail that you've got Aragon and you've got Obi-Wan, Aragon is a 10, 100% perfect.
Yeah.
For Hot Toys, Ewan McGregor, this is excellent in my opinion. I didn't mind the show. I've been on the show and I've said I didn't mind the show and the version of it that came out from Hot Toys. This is definitely better. It's similar, especially with the top mouth like this. It's a very similar kind of look to the old ventriloquist mouth. But but I like this a lot with what you said there, Shane. 100% agree with the fact that it looks, the outfit is imposing. It looks awesome. It doesn't just look like a regular Jedi just in some robes and the kind of standard look. And obviously that is the look for the Jedi. But I think this is really cool. I think if anybody has not got Anakin yet from Clone Wars, you need to pick him up ASAP because he's going to fly off the shelves with this.
He definitely will.
That back-to-back look. I contemplated it yesterday, picking up an Anakin because someone was putting it on the groups really cheap, and I missed out because I was thinking I need to get this photo here. That's probably one of the best ones. I think the lighting. I think it's the lighting on the last one.
This looks just like Ewan McGregor.
Spot on. It looks absolutely spot on. I think it's great. It's a great look. I think I need to decide which Obi-Wan I'm going to get because I'm going to definitely get it because I've had the Revenge of the Sith one before, and I really, really like that one. And
that's the thing. Like I saw this, and I was tempted to say, maybe I should cancel that Obi-Wan version.
A lot of people are doing that.
The only thing is because I wanted the base. I love the base. I love the accessory base, and I was like, fuck, if they would have gave us something like that for this. But I get it because this right now, like when I look at this head sculpt, I'm like, yo, this to me, and I'm hoping like literally I'm hoping like I can swap this head sculpt with like that would be incredible too. But again, I agree, Shane, it's not a 10. It's definitely not a 10. There's room for improvement. I placed it around like an 8.5 out of or a 9 because it is a step above what we got, because the one from Obi-Wan, the show, that to me was like I had to, because of the sculpt, I had to put it down to like a 6.5, because again, it could have been, or a 6, because it just wasn't all the way there. And I appreciated it because of the base, because of the accessories. But I think with this piece right here, like we're talking about something that's incredible, but that's not going to be for everybody. But we can still agree that it really looks like a good piece.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like I think they are going all in on this line. By the way,
they are
100% going all in.
Yeah,
and I think they are starting to realize there is such a big market in the US, and the overseas, for the Star Wars line. What happened with the Attack of the Clones line and stuff like that? I think they're going to really, really go all in. For this one, so expecting a size Ventress and all that kind of stuff. I think there's going to be a lot of this and stuff.
This is the first of the 20th. Yeah, because it's the first of the 20th anniversary for Clone Wars, and this is basically Clone Wars the shorts. The 15-minute shorts that they released, and there were a lot of character developments in that 15-minute short. So there was a lot going on there. So again,
this is the shot. This is the shot.
Yeah,
this is the shot. I think this is the strongest one.
Spot on.
Yeah, definitely. This is spot on. Like, this is the best that, and again, like, and because it has. Now, here's what I want to ask real quick, because since we're here, before we move on, because we were also talking about this the other day, and I want to see what you guys think. Are we looking at the possibility that the term DX could be disappearing soon?
Yeah, I think they might reserve the DXs for the one-offs. Or if they repackage a DX for more of a premium one. So basically the regular ones like this one, because it's got the rolling eyes, it's got the USB lightsaber and all that kind of stuff, pretty damn good, and could justify being a DX in some respects. But I think if they release something as a different version of it, it's like a premium version, that could be then the new DX, where they could do leather and things like that in some of the outfits and stuff. Maybe. I think it could change long term, because a lot of the DX stuff is in the normal ones now. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Booty bots,
the purrs. Oh, we got booty bots, bro.
Oh, they in the house.
Every time Cam's here, bro, we get those booty bots, bro.
It's that voice. It's that voice.
I know. Every time we get these, you know what I mean?
It's the private photos. Let's click.
I know, right?
Congratulations, malware.
I know. Whole thing shuts down. They'd be like, "Where'd Cam go?" Well,
right.
He has a virus now. So.
Right. But I think, like, because we have the purrs, we're seeing that more so now. We also saw that they labeled the Ahsoka DX, but it was limited to accessories that we actually got. The base, but it was limited accessories, even though that we know that particular figure is also, considered a DX and stuff like that. But now we're starting to see the purrs with pretty much every figure now, that they're releasing. We didn't see it with Mace, understandably so, because I mean, again, it would be a weird way that you can actually do that. It's a ball head. You can't really do too much with that figure. Right. But this, you're seeing it with the Anakin, with the Padme, you see it, so we know it's there. But I mean, it's interesting though, because they're labeling everything. They're giving it that technology now, which I think we might as well say it. Competition breeds innovation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And because we're seeing in art, which we're about to move on to in a minute, we're seeing in art, with that, technology, with pretty much every figure that they're releasing. Again, it is causing, Hot Toys to step up a bit. People disagreed about that before, but now you're starting to see it. Like, it is causing them to step up a bit more with their head sculpts, with what they use. We're starting to see more LED lighting and stuff like that. Now, for them, the only thing that I've seen, and this is based on review, is the simple fact that the magnetic technology that we actually get with the bases for, in art, it may not be perfect in the sense that you can only center the figure. You know what I mean? You can't do any type of dynamic poses on that base because the magnets are in the center. I don't know if they're going to improve that or not, because I know Joel was talking to us about that. So with Hot Toys, they probably won't go that way because they are more articulated when it comes to what they wanted, or at least some of the figures are. You know, there are more about articulation and stuff like that. But I don't know. Shane, what do you think? Do you think that we're going to eventually see DX more reserved for special pieces, or what do you think, bro?
I don't think the DX are done just yet. I think they're gonna try and I think this could be a response to inert. Also, we're kind of coming out of the pandemic, and that it's fairly obvious they've upped their release rate in the last few months. They seem to be getting back on track, and I think maybe they're just able to maybe they made more cost effective way of putting the purrs into more figures than we're used to seeing, and not necessarily the DX. Yeah, I don't think the DX is done personally. I suppose time will tell, but I think maybe we might see them rarer, or maybe the DX might actually go to the DX of old. Maybe they'll actually start going, right, if we're labeling something a DX, excuse me, it has to come with more than just a fancy foam box, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think, again, it's kind of, it's going to be, I guess time will tell. I guess maybe more so time will tell what they'll start basically bringing over with like other figures and stuff like that. I don't know. Cam, what you think, bro?
I want to say no. I mean, because like you said, competition breeds ingenuity, right? So I'm hoping that with all that, all the knockouts that InArt is releasing, it's definitely shown that it's created Hot Toys the need to step up as far as with head sculpts, as far as with the rolling eye effects, because that's becoming a lot more common, like you said, on all the figures that we're receiving. I don't think I had one figure in Marvel that had rolling eyes, and now every single one that's getting released is coming with that effect, So I hope in the DX maybe can step it up as far as ingenuity that InArt is doing as well. Hopefully they'll be able to surpass, like you said, the magnetic base, but being able to articulate your figure a little better. Maybe the whole entire base will be magnetic instead of like 2 spots, where you can actually pose it. So I mean, we'll see. Like you said, only time will tell for this one, but I'm excited. I mean, it's getting us better products, I think, at the end of the day. So
yeah, it is. It's definitely giving us the better products. And I sure as hell know that InArt is not holding back on giving us better product, bro, because man, I'm telling you right now, let me actually get out of this one really quick, man, because when I see this, it's like you cannot deny excellence when it comes from what they're looking for. Again, it may not, and I do want to stress this about I will not be enabled. I'm not getting this piece. But with that basically being
said, for us.
right.
I'm getting this 100%. I'll save you asking me. I'm getting it, man. Honestly, sorry.
All right, you go in first. You go in first.
I'm sorry. honest to God, I did not expect this to be as good as it was. After seeing the Thailand one that they took the picture of, that was on site there. It looked all right before. This is stunning. I love Lord of the Rings. I've never collected anything from the Lord of the Rings. Because I was like, I can't get involved with that as well. The Gandalf looked good. This looks incredible. It looks perfect.
It's Viggo Mortensen, bro.
It's Viggo. Yeah, it's 100% Viggo. I was just watching a film called 13 Lives a couple of days ago. Great film, by the way. And I was just, I can't believe how good this is. For the price as well. It's very, very, very good. I'm all in on this one. I'm going to get the sculpted, like I got the sculpted Joker, simply because the room that I'm in is not exactly climate controlled. And I don't want a frizzy situation with the hair or anything. I don't want to throw on Vigo. I don't think it looked good. So I think for me, 100%. I think this is perfect. This is, if anybody is going to like me and Agent Silver Fox were talking yesterday. I can't believe how good this is, and the fact that it's already got somebody into the community by seeing this picture who's a massive Lord of the Rings fan. I think it's only good that more people are coming into the community and exploring other things than just Star Wars and Marvel and DC. So I think it's great. It's innovation. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've done it. It is some kind of magic what they've done with this, but they have just absolutely killed it.
Don't say this, baby. Don't do this.
You see Latoya. I think it looked amazing. I think it looked amazing in Latoya's stuff.
Don't.
I think Latoya needs to get it for herself, and then Vigo could be looking at you and saying, "Yes,
don't do this to me."
Honestly, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. I ain't got anything but good to say about this. This is a 10. This is what 10 looks like. So anything else that's not a 10, step away, because this is perfect. Honestly,
it is. Cam, now because we talked about you said I might be a Lord of the Rings fan coming up.
I was watching a couple weeks ago and I'm like, man, if Frodo didn't sleep so much, this would be a really good movie, man. That boy don't wake up. Wake up. Come on.
Sam.
I said, come on, Mr. Frodo. Like, he's napping, Sam. Please. Needs another nap. But yeah, it looks great, man. I'm excited for everyone that's getting this one. I can imagine when Legolas comes out, Will Fossification is gonna lose his mind, bro. Like he's gonna be so excited for that. Is he getting this one? I'm pretty sure he is, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's probably getting it. Yeah. But it looks great. It looks absolutely great. It's so funny seeing him in what's the movie called, The Green Book?
Yeah,
and then looking at him now, and I'm like, that ain't him. That ain't his ass.
Polar opposites, bro.
I'm like, what happened?
How the hell?
That's insane.
Crazy. That looks so good, man. I'm excited to see it, like how the hair really comes out when these people are unboxing it. I mean, so far it's so good with the Joker, I've heard. So it looks great though. Definitely a 10 for sure.
Definitely an all-out 10 for this piece, man. Shane, I mean, we talk about again, like rating figures, innovation, where we actually see these things. Now, first, Shane, are you a Lord of the Rings fan, bro?
That's a good question. I am now or no? Look, do you know what's I love the original trilogy.
Yeah.
As a movie lover, I love the original trilogy. I love the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the Hobbits. I thought they were tough work.
Yeah, they were.
Which I think the book is about 80 pages, and then they stretched out over 4 movies?
Yeah.
I thought there was a little bit of this going on. Now, again, maybe I'm not educated enough to make that judgment, because as much as I'm a fan of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I would say I love that those movies, I wouldn't say I am a big Lord of the Rings fan, because I do think if you're a massive Lord of the Rings fan, taking the movies out of it, you probably have to have read the books and read The Hobbit and know the ins and outs and speak 4 languages in Elvish, and you've watched the movies and you've been to New Zealand and visited. There's a difference between loving the movies and then actually being a die-hard Lord of the Rings fan. So I would say, I love the movies. But in terms of Lord of the Rings, like, I'm not a diehard Lord of the Rings fan as a
Did you ever see Clerks 2, Shane?
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one.
But the second one, you got to see it, because there's discussion between a Star Wars fan and a Lord of the Rings fan, and that shit was funny as fuck. So
I'm gonna go back and rewatch the two of them. Actually, rewatch the first one and I'll watch the second one. But
yeah.
Now this is a classic example. This is something I'm not getting, but I'm not getting it. But look at this.
Yeah, bro.
And if I think if someone questions this and says it doesn't look like Viggo Mortensen, I would kind of question the bifocals they're wearing. Seriously, I think it is time for an eye test if you cannot see Viggo Mortensen here.
Yeah.
And again, I know all art is being subjective, and maybe, who knows, maybe someone looks at this and they say, no, it doesn't look like him, but I struggle. I think it looks like a movie still. I think they've done a great job, and this it looks even better now because you've seen what it looked like in Thailand, but I don't think they should have ever shown that
Is this the sculpted right here?
Yeah, the hair's a sculpted one, right? Because I was looking at it just now. I was like,
this one's the sculpted. This one is the rooted.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Look
at that. What?
Good.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. That's like really that's similar. Like
there's one where it's looking at the handle of his sword, and it's a close up. In one of these pictures, and that's sculpted, and my God, it looks perfect. It looks fantastic. I'm so all in on this.
Is the stubble on his face rooted too? I'm just wondering. I
don't know. I can't imagine it will be.
That'd be
that's painted.
That'd be insane. I'd be
if
like,
I see some serial killers.
I'm like, stubble beard.
Why did we just now go into like a whisper mode? We was like,
I don't know. It's like a secret. Like
no, is that,
don't tell anybody I'm asking this.
Don't tell anybody. I don't know. They released some stubble beard on this. I don't know. It looks really stubble. No, go ahead, Shane.
Oh no, that's fine. I was more or less done, but I'll finish with this. If it would be, I think people will FOMO into this even if they're not diehard Lord of the Rings fans. I think they'll FOMO into this because maybe just for like Marco, like literally kind of what he's saying there. It's kind of like because it's if you're a collector and this is such a good head sculpt and such a good looking prototype. I think people will FOMO into this. For me, I'm kind of going, take a step back, control yourself, and realize that on their list they still have that Joaquin Phoenix Joker, which would possibly be, it could be amazing, and that could be hard to get because apparently that's going to be limited. Not that I don't really collect for that anyway. And the second thing, then if they do the DX19 style of Batman, that could be a 2-pack with Bruce Wayne. Who knows? And that's a civilian I probably would pick up. If I spent my money on this, I feel like that I've invested in something that I don't love, So I'll be kind of kicking myself, going, "Oh, maybe you should have saved your money for something you love."
But forgetting about the other slate, like that's how I equated it last night. I was like, getting this from me. I mean, yes, it looks good, but I'm looking at that list. Wonder Woman was on that list, and I definitely know that I want that figure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The Ben Affleck. It's good. Figure. Exactly.
I mean, it's good that they give us that list because now we can go, these are figures we intend to make, and we know that they're coming, and that's something that Hot Toys doesn't do. So, like if they had released a list of we're gonna the No Way Home Goblin, the normal regular version from like Spider-Man.
That's the picture.
Yeah.
Or if they'd gone and got we're going to also do the hobo. If we knew that beforehand, then people would have, like I was holding out for the hobo, but maybe some people go, okay, I'm going to order the regular Goblin because they're not going to make the hobo. And then the hobo releases and they're like, oh, I should have waited or something. But in art have kind of, they set out their stall essentially for their phase one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think for the price of something like this, it's comparable to a lot of Hot Toys.
Yeah.
For example, the sculpted one is around the same as, say, a deluxe Spider-Man, for example, or
that
Thor,
Thor Love and Thunder is more than this. The sculpted version.
I mean, that's just I mean, and I think that is going to be an issue long term for a lot of people. Yes, you can't collect everything, and yes, we only have so much money, but we've got to think as well. Like, say, they're going to do a DX19, a Bale Batman. What then happens to the value of the DX19? People are going to be offloading that.
Mm-hmm.
So then what are people going to do? Are they going to go and start leaning towards in-art more, or Hot Toys and stuff, or buy less Hot Toys to buy more in-art, etc.? It's going to change quite a bit. I think that's what's the thing now, that yes, people are going to be FOMO'd into stuff, but if they see the quality of what they've seen with the Joker that we're all very much excited for, to see that in other IPs that we would never see in Hot Toys as well is really interesting. And I think it's going to change a lot within the game. I think it's going to change a lot. And you're going to think, okay, do I get a Ewan McGregor from Clone Wars or do I get this? Yeah. And it's like, that's the thing. It's like you've got actual comparisons now that you can actually do that. Before it was just one of the IPs. Now it's two different companies.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'll be very interested to see how it progresses, really.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like it's, with this particular what we've been saying is that, you do have, again, Legolas coming. You do basically have, Gandalf that's there. Whether or not, because they've said so far that they didn't have so far any plans on completing the Fellowship. You know what I mean? Which,
right.
again, you know, we don't know if we're going to see a Boromir. We don't know if we're going to see, you know, Sam, you know, and the rest of them. You know, we definitely don't know if we're going to see those particular figures. But I mean, to have these three so far, I say it's a win, you know, for anybody who's actually going to get or pick up this line. Especially if it's at a reasonable price. And then on thinking about it, that it's not like you're looking at this piece particularly, because it's not, you know, two figures that you're actually getting. So you're not getting a double pack. So of course, the price for what you're getting, and then on top of that, that's leather, bro. They're not playing around.
Right.
They're not giving you that leather. This is leather. You know what I mean? They're going all in on this piece. So again, you know, what you're getting, I think is it's definitely worth it. You know what I mean? The value is worth it for anybody who's going to pick up this particular piece. But, you know, like we've been saying, they gave us a complete list of figures that are going to be released. Remember, they're even still releasing figures from Game of Thrones. I'm definitely interested in the Harry Potter line.
Wonder Woman, Terminator as well, aren't they?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many things that are on that list that you got to kind of remember that are slated to drop. So we just got to wait and see. Like, I'm still, again, interested in seeing the final product for the Batman. You know what I mean? Because I got the all-in set for that. So I'm interested.
That's out.
What'd you say?
Is it April that it's out?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think they said, what is it, Q4?
Oh, that's a shame.
No, it's earlier. I have it here written down. 1 second, I'll check and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I was convinced that it was before Hot Toys.
So is this April?
I thought it was April.
Sorry, you're talking about this or the Batman?
The Batman.
The Batman. Yeah.
The Batman, I think the Batman is like March. I had written down here somewhere. I'll look it up and I'll get back to you then.
If it's March, then hell, that's even better. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they what is it? Come on, we got damn it, Spock. He said, "Yeah, come on, Lael, be tempted by the power of the ring." Nope.
The Batman Q2 or Q3. So I suppose I work off worst case scenarios a lot. So maybe Q3.
Yeah.
Okay, so Q3. That, which is still soon. Like that's really, really, really soon. So that'd be interesting, especially considering the simple fact that these were the figures that they actually showed at their expo in Vegas. So that means that they're well along going in, soon to be going to production on these pieces. And I think they're well satisfied of this, because remember when they did that expo, people were really, they pushed back on this at first because they looked at the head sculpt and was like, but they reached out to Justin, was like, don't release your video yet because we want to do some retooling. You know, we weren't happy with it. It wasn't, you know, whatever, which I'm glad they did. Full transparency, they went back and they did this, and this looks incredible. Like, it definitely does. Again, I have to stress that I'm not going to get it. Yeah, somebody said Q2. Ryan Smith, thank you very much for that, man. But yeah, I'm not going to get this piece. But again, it's a remarkable piece for anybody who is a Lord of the Rings collector. No, Rich, I'm not going back and watching this movie, and it's not going to convince me. I'm not.
Man, he walks into the pub. He's cool as he's sat in there. He's got his hood on.
And
cool as, man. He's a cool character. You want to look at him?
The accessories that this comes with. Everything, bro. Like the shards. You know, with the sword itself, the base, like everything that comes with this piece is phenomenal, man.
It's totally opposite of Gandalf if you think about it, man. Like all the pieces this thing comes with.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really much you can give Gandalf anyway, but like still, like there's
this is a lot of bloody shit.
Hand. It's like,
even if I just get this and Legolas, I'll be happy. I think that there's just those two together would be cool.
And you get the bloody hand. That right there, like I'm like, wow.
Yeah, with the ring.
Yeah, because I think they're doing Nazgul too, right?
The broken sword.
Yeah.
The broken sword. It's like, guys, when you are unboxing that, have a big table, no carpet, and a magnet. You know, like I presume you're going to display that on something. Like you need to have like count the pieces, take a photo, whatever. Like you know.
Like how, and that's the thing, like, because you know, like when we get Hot Toys figures and they have these little pieces, it moves around in the box.
Oh yeah,
like, and then they always have that plastic covering that when you open it, the pieces fly everywhere, especially if you got batteries in that bitch. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they give us this, and then how intricate it's going to be that you got to place it in a way that it looks presentable, and that's the trick.
Looks like a puzzle right now. Okay, I'm like, oh man,
they're gonna throw all that stuff in a little bag, a Ziploc.
They'll be like, here you go.
Like, they're gonna write caution on it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Caution, you at your own risk. You just figure it out or watch the movie. I don't know. They're going to have it, just a disclaimer. They'll let you know how to put it together. But that's going to be a bitch. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is going to be a bitch to put together. And I would, definitely. I was talking about this yesterday. I was like, I wouldn't even mind seeing Galadriel. I would not mind if they gave us a Galadriel. I think they are going to give us the Nazgul, right?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah, the Nazgul. Yeah,
that's what they're looking at doing, right? So. I don't know. I mean, that would definitely be interesting to see. Somebody even said that there was talks that they might even give us Saruman. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that would be interesting to see. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just everybody out there, like, if you're going in on this piece, you're one of the lucky ones that's going to actually get it. And there's so many different outlets to get it. It just depends on who you actually choose. But yeah, me. It's past, especially for everything that's coming out. But I'm definitely happy for everybody out there. Okay, so somebody else want to say something about this piece?
Yeah, I was going to say it was nice that we finally heard from InArt / the suppliers that it's going to be delayed.
Oh damn!
The Joker, because everyone's been when it's coming out, They actually got we actually all got an email yesterday.
Oh, we did.
Yeah. Got an email. I'll send it to you if you want, but it's finally got it through. So I was like, okay, I'll stop emailing you now and asking you when it's going to come out.
So InArt said it's going to be delayed.
Yeah. Well, they said it's going to be just after Chinese New Year. So I'll send you the email now, so you can bring it up if you want. Then.
Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm happy being told. It was just the initial bit of not hearing anything and just seeing everyone else get it through. And it's like, okay, when is this actually happening?
Well, I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? With Chinese New Year, I kind of expected everything to be delayed.
Yeah,
everything that was actually on the list. Even from Hot Toys, everything that was actually on that list, because I got like a couple of delayed notices, for figures. Anybody who now I don't know, because I think we got the rest of this week into like the following week, I believe.
I think they'll still announce stuff, but they won't be releasing anything. I think that's what Joel was saying yesterday. I think so.
Yeah. So it'd just be like one of those situations where we just got to kind of like wait it out and see how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, like for me and Agent Silver Fox said the same thing. Communication is key. I think knowing that things are going to be delayed, that's fine, as long as we know, rather than just assuming.
Right.
Telling us that it's going to come out at the end of 2022 and then not doing anything, and we're almost into Feb. It's like, okay, what's going on? But I've just sent you that message via Instagram.
Yeah, I'm about to actually bring it up now, because I just saw it. Because I didn't get that. Well, of course, I wasn't probably going to get that message anyway, because where I got it from. But
you got it from the same place as I did, because it's from there.
Oh, okay, cool.
You got yours in Walmart too? Cool. Lion Rock Toys said March.
Oh, March.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
But again, that was before that email, so I got to touch base with them again.
The shipment will be delivered in batches according to the time customers place their order. It coincides with the Chinese New Year holiday, so the estimate shipping period is the first quarter of 2023, the second quarter of 2023. An email will notify you when receive further updates from the manufacturer. So Toys Wonderlands always tries to provide the best shipping fee right off the bat to customers. We offer multiple shipping. Okay, so it was basically them saying, okay,
there's another one. There's the top one there. That one. There's two of them. You just click on the second one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
In our Dark Knight. Okay, yeah. So Joker. Thanks for your patience in supporting in our first release, the Joker from Batman Dark Knight 1/6 collectible figure. This final product went through a lot of production process and it was revised numerous times to get as close to the prototype as possible. The final hurdle is now complete in packaging design and cues. Okay. So the NR Joker from Blogger Pictures Unboxing Videos is an early local batch for Chinese domestic markets. The retail batch has not officially been released at this moment.
Which is not something that they communicated at all. So
Until,
they said it would be coming out at the end of December, end of last year. And then when they release those unboxing videos, it should be, okay, these are for XYZ people.
Yeah.
Retailers won't get it for Q2. They didn't say that. So
let me ask you a question.
I think InArt actually, John, about 9 months ago on, I think it was Will Foxification's channel, he did say there probably would be a small batch coming Q4 of 2022, and then retailer batches early 2023. In fairness, I do remember him. I do remember him saying that.
Right.
I think Joao has the exact video, because I remember him saying to be a small batch. I think I'm pretty sure he said to YouTubers as well. In end of 2022, and then the retailer batches Q1. I'm not sure if he said Q2, but early in 2023. In fairness, I do remember that.
We know now. At least we know now. But that communication is important.
You definitely have an idea of when that's. So I mean, and here's the thing, like, I mean, with that, because I know there were questions about, okay, did they actually meet? So is it safe to say, let me put this out there, because in my opinion, with this statement coming out, and if there were earlier batches basically released, do you think that they still satisfied the 2022 release?
No.
I don't think they did.
No, they didn't.
Not after reading this, I don't think that they fully satisfied. And look, it's not a bad thing because we know things happen. But in my personal opinion, I don't think they satisfied that 22 release, especially if it was just earlier batches that were put out, just for that market. Knowing it's not a global market, I understand that, but I can't really say that they've made this 22 release.
Well, it's like those so-so toys that they announced. There's like the Rogue and all that, and they were like, "It'll be out by the end of the year," and everyone was like, "This is amazing, fantastic, it's coming out soon."
And then they send out a disclaimer.
And then they had to send a disclaimer. Yeah, so it's kind of like, and it's imagine if they'd released one Rogue to say Justin, and Justin got it on the 25th of December and did a video on it. That's not releasing it then. It's releasing it when it comes out. It's not when it's just been for influencers and stuff. So I think
the difference there is that a lot of people in China have them, non-influencer types as well. So it's not just Joao or the Justin, whatever. There was an early China release, and Joao is in China, so that there is a bit of a difference there.
So do you think
like regular people, non-YouTuber influencers, whatever, in China do have them apparently? I think they can buy directly from InArt. So I think.
So do you think that they made that 2022 release then?
I think they did, because at the back of my mind I was remembering, I was you listen to stuff and you just kind of you note little things that are important to you because they're figures you're into. And I remember listening to a stream. I can't remember if it was Will's, but apparently it was Will's about 9 months ago. And I remember him going, "Yeah, a small batch will be released Q4, and then more batches will be released in next year in 2023." At the time, it was next year. And I do remember thinking in my head going, "Yeah, you're getting yours next year." You know what I mean? But they have actually released, people in China have them, and it's not just
that's good then. That's great then. That's great. Really good.
But what's interesting? Like, a lot of people just wanted InArt to fail, and the original thought were, it's too expensive, it's going to fall apart in your hands, the prototype's not going to meet the product. And from where I'm looking, it looks pretty good. And now maybe it's a new narrative. Oh, but they didn't release them all. Not every So I think maybe it's a clutch and straws type of thing.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it was only because I wanted it ASAP. It wasn't to do with anything because I think there are people out there, as we know the one, who just there's nothing but bad things to say about InArt. And for me, I think he's setting a rod for his own back now, because sooner or later they will release something that he really wants and he can't buy it because he'll be a hypocrite. But I think, I think it's great that they are actually doing what they're saying that they're doing, and the quality of the stuff is insane. So I'm just happy that everyone's going to eventually get it.
You know what? They are. I just, me myself, on the safe side to, going forward when it comes to InArt product. Like, I'm gonna go through like Spec Fiction and other places. I mean, because I went, to get the Batman figure, the Batman 2-pack was through Spec Fiction. And it's more, secure with them because I know what I'm expecting. And on top of that, Todd is really, really transparent. So good guy. So I was like, to save myself the headache of not knowing. I know if I was basically like a manufacturer or a company that did 6 scale figures, my disclaimer would be, I ain't saying shit. Y'all just wait until it comes. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't saying shit. We're not putting out any type of fucking disclaimer telling you that this is how much it's going to be for this, that, and the third. When it comes, it comes. And we'll let you know then, or just say, you know what? Expect the shipping to vary. Expect shit like it could vary depending. Don't just put out, you know what I mean? Because you'll set yourself up for failure. So I'm hopefully going forward, companies, learn that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, moving forward, there won't be a fucking problem because that it really did create an uproar. So, and my thing is like with these pieces now, especially that we see like how they look, we see the attention to detail, we see that we're getting really good product, from this particular company. Hopefully we can see stateside or in other places, that there's more, distribution. I know that was one of the reasons why they came over or they went to Vegas, was because they wanted to secure possibly an American distribution, you know what I mean, which would basically bode well work for us over here. But I think they should do that. It's hard because it's a damn shame that these things are so exclusive that now the distribution is going to be through different areas, and it can create more of a problem when it comes to customs, shipping, and stuff like that. What do you think about that, Cam?
I don't know, man. Like that, I mean, it's definitely going to create a friction and a problem, I think. I mean, especially with all the stuff that they're trying to push out throughout the next year. But I feel like I feel like it's just something we have to kind of wait on and just see how it goes, honestly. I mean, I hate for that to be the reply, but it's like we don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll have to see.
I don't know. Again, like, I mean, all things subjective. I can't wait until they find a way to do shit better. You know what I mean? Because this has been, I mean, a new company. It's a new company, so I guess there's going to be woes when it comes to InArt and how they distribute these pieces. I mean, again, they're more exclusive pieces, more highly detailed, high level, top tier. So I don't know. We'll see.
And I feel like that. I mean, so far that's probably been the only downside to it so far. Like
yeah.
I mean, even with the products they've been pushing out and just the photos that we've seen so far has been great. But it's like, we all know like nowhere is perfect. So of course there's always going to be hiccups no matter where we go. So hopefully once they figure that out, then, they'll be top tier, honestly, or the best, honestly.
I'm just saying the names out here, bro. This has me crying.
Do you know what?
What's these nuts?
Remember at the start of the show.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Remember at the start of the show, you were like, do you know what does the the differing opinions and the negativity and whatever ever hold you back? Despite all the crap with that bloody InArt Joker, I cannot wait to get it, man.
Fuck yeah, bro!
I'm still psyched about it. Like, it's like,
I fucking wait, bro.
It's
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I know who's excited about the simple fact that the pressure is on that figure, and that's Hot Toys for that Batman Begins that I'm very disappointed in, bro. Like, literally, bro. Like, I was talking about this. I was thinking about this because
it's an opportunity for InArt.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely an opportunity for InArt because you see that, and I hope, bro, if InArt decides to give us a Batman Begins figure, I am all in, bro. I am, because the reason why I say this is because, bro, like, I shouldn't have to purchase a figure, right, and then have to turn around and buy a custom headpiece that's going to be $300 to get from a company like, Unreal Customs and stuff like that. I shouldn't have to you shouldn't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you shouldn't.
That's where the problem lies, is because I want the fucking, I wanted that Batman for the longest time. I wanted it aesthetically to go well with. Now, mind you, I mean, I had to go back and study because I was like, you know what? I didn't look at everything clearly. And this is why I asked this question. The suit that we actually saw in, The Dark Knight, that suit was the DX-19, right? That's the suit that we saw.
The DX-19, he gets that.
Yeah.
He gets that. But maybe it's not even a quarter way into the movie. I'd say the only time you see the Batman Begins suit is the Dark Knight. It's the
Is the beginning of it.
The parking.
Yeah, the parking
lot.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm not wearing hockey
when he lands. When he lands on that truck.
Yeah,
he just crushes it. It was just
amazing scene. I love that scene.
I'm like,
that's the suit at its best.
Fucking heavy was that suit? Like,
how heavy was he?
Yeah. So that's definitely cinematic. Embellishment, but I think that's just a nod to the comic books, like the exaggerated action,
over exaggerated. But
I think if anybody jumped from that height into a car, it would crush it.
It would probably.
But the only thing you break is every bone in your body.
I was like, man, he leg day. He don't skip that leg
straight up. He got leg day, or those damn shoes had titanium lead or something in there, bro. Like, I don't know, because he crushed the fucker. But that was my favorite suit. Like, that is still, that Batman Begins suit is my favorite suit because it almost mimicked the Dark Knight suit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, not the Dark Knight suit, the Keaton, the 89 Batman version. So I loved that suit, and to have it, like, even though I have it, and again, the shine of the suit goes away over time. It does, like, literally it does. But it's the head, it's the cowl, it's the cape.
That's the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago where I was like, you shouldn't have to get all this stuff.
You shouldn't have to.
So, you know what?
Yeah.
If you watch Dean Knight's review and you see the mods he did on the original release with the custom cape, and I think he has it on some sort of a base, maybe it's a quarter scale base, you will want to make the mod. So don't watch that video, because he bases it around this one scene. I think it's the real first night out, not the first night out when he has the balaclava, but the first night out when he actually takes Falcone down, and at the end he's standing and the cape is exaggerated long, and he's just standing there like it's something out of the comic books, and he recreates that using I think it's the body from the original release, the Toy Fair exclusive, the cowl you're talking about, a custom cape. He puts it on like this gargoyle base. It could be, I don't think it's from the quarter scale. I'm not sure what it's from, but it's really cool. Yeah. And he has like some sort of almost like a fan going. So there's a bit, even the cape is like moving a bit.
Yeah, bro. Fuck that. Nope. I'm not.
It's dangerous going down that route. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, because I get the updates from Unreal Customs on Instagram. So I get all the updates. I see like the cowl, the custom cowl, like the rolling eyes that they actually have, the swappable piece, like the way it looks, the angry, like, I see it. And when I contacted them to get like an estimate, they told me that they would even throw in this particular piece. And I'm like, yo, that is tantalizing. But then I'm just thinking, I'm like, damn, like, if I have to do that, if it takes me, it's like you almost feel like if I have to do that, then Hot Toys, you owe me something.
Well, that's what I said to you, didn't I? When you got it that day and you said, oh, I'm going to get this, I'm like, you shouldn't have to get these things. For one more thing, what 1-6 fixes? Can we get that hockey pants line again? I'm going to say it 1 second.
I'm not wearing hockey pants. That was really good.
Done now.
You didn't have to do the lips like Christian either. You did it really well. Like,
that was well, bro. You didn't have to do that.
Shit, that's good.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, it is an opportunity for a company like ours to come in and say, yo, let's do this. Like, let's do this particular figure. And I'm hoping that they would think about doing something like that. You know what I mean? That would really, 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 again, it's a shame that I would have to go on that line and get that one, but I really want that suit done right. You know what I mean? And that was the whole point of me, but I had to think about it. I was like, fuck, I got two scenes crossed, because I want the DX. I got the DX-19, which was the suit that we actually saw him on the Bat Pod, when he was, riding around and stuff like, so it was that suit. So I already had that suit. So I was like, damn, I don't necessarily, but I know what I want to capture and the vision that I have for it. And that Batman Begins suit would have been decent. But yeah, that Joker is going to look really well in your collection once everybody gets their hands on it. it's going to be a sight to see. So I'm definitely excited about it, man. I mean, everybody out there, let me know what you actually think. If it's something that you're excited about, again, all things subjective. Like, no one's opinion is better than the next person's, but we can actually come together and still talk about these things sensibly, and that's the beauty of it. I was looking in chats, and again, like, everything was, really respectful, and that's how we should actually keep it. Keep it at a level of respect. But I'm sorry, 16D's nuts. Every time I see your name, I can't stop. Like, I'm like, every time I say that name in my head, bro, I'm just like, what the fuck? But yeah, like, that name has me bugging. Like, so you got the reaction that you want from me, bro. 16D's nuts. But anyway, you guys out there, definitely a great show tonight, or tonight, wherever you are, depending. It's definitely been a great show. And yeah, like I said, if you're going to get that Aragorn, there's going to be a dope piece to actually have in your collection. And there's so many different outlets that you can actually do it. But be safe and choose it. Don't fall for the hype. Even though somebody may say that the shit's free
shipping,
mean that you're going to get that shit on time. So I'm just letting you know, just be careful about that fucking shit. And just weigh your options. There's so many different distributors, places that you can actually get it from where it still feels safe. And sometimes you got to be patient. That's why for me, I would go through, I would go through Spec Fiction, because again, even though it's delayed, I know I'll get it in time and, whatever, timely fashion, because I trust Todd to deliver. So, I would definitely do that. But yeah, shout out to everybody out there that's going to get their hands on that piece. I'm not going to get it, but who knows? Anyway, thank you for being here, brothers. Cam, what you got coming up, bro?
Yeah, man, thank you for having me as always. So not really much going on this week. Wednesday I'll be back on with you for Say What, and then Friday I'm having a part 2 of the Marvel The Ones We Are Missing, episode number 2. So basically we just talk about figures that we wanted that haven't come out, that probably will never go out, and the ones that went to purgatory. So we had an interesting Friday, next Friday.
Okay, Friday.
Or this Friday coming up. Sorry. So
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being there for the first one, man. Hopefully I'll see you on the second one.
Yeah,
super exciting, man. If you guys are free too, it's like around like 12 during the day. So I think that's around like it's like the evening time for you guys, right? Or
it's 5 for me.
Yeah. So just let me know.
Yeah, let me know,
man. Yeah, love having you guys there though. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good video idea as well.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun, man, because we missed a whole bunch as well. Like,
yeah. So that's why I was like, I gotta make a part 2, because it's only like a 30 minute to an hour conversation. So I was like, keep it short and we can just see what we got. So
definitely.
I saw the thumbnail as well, and every single one was like, yeah, that should be. Yeah.
I know.
And there's still room for more. Like, Catwoman.
Oh man, there's so many. There's so many. Yeah, and I divided it up just into Marvel, and then the next one after this one, after part 2 of Marvel, we're gonna go into DC. So, and DC is like every damn movie, so it's like crazy.
Get a playlist out of that.
Definitely. So again, if you haven't already, follow my bro Cam on IG and YouTube. Make sure where you at? Where you sitting at right now, Cam?
So I'm 12 away from 300 right now.
Come on, man. We got 105 people out there. If you haven't already hit the like button for this show, but if there's 12 people out there, make sure, come on. As a matter of fact, the full 107 people out there, if you haven't already subscribed to Cam's Collection on IG and YouTube, do that right now. Like, literally do it right now. Like, get in 300, man. Come on, let's go. I mean, you can do it.
Come on, guys.
So come on, man. Let's do it. But thank you for being here as always, Cam. Shane, what you got coming up, bro? Because Shane tends to be the most organized individual from all of us.
I'm like Batman, prep time.
Always prepped and ready. I'm like, yo, it's like
there's only 2 slides. Yo,
as soon as I hit, I'm like, as soon as it's time to go, I'm like, yo, hey, so what's everybody doing? Shane's like, bam, I got it right here.
Well, now that you mention it,
please.
It's a USB of slideshows. Go.
Yeah, like it's like bam. I'm like right here, ready to go. So I'm already on point. So definitely, what's going on?
This will only take 4 to 5 hours. I do know a funny story. I'm just going to out myself here. I was wearing the same shirt, and then I sat down and I was like, man, you got to change your shirt because you can't sell a shite show if you wear the same shirt. But I got the War Machine Mark 1, and I was back and forth over it. And it then was like that. Oh, I just remember that. I think it was that show. I said, Leia, if you get it, I'll get it, because I was on a knife edge. I was like,
you already review it?
I did, yeah. And
okay.
It just looks so good next to the Mark 6. The main reason I got it is because I wanted it next to the Mark 6. Even though I do prefer the Mark 4 War Machine, I love that too. But I'm really, really glad I got it. But yeah,
so how does
spoiler
it look
alert, it's good.
6?
Pardon?
How does it look next to the Mark 6?
It looks so good. It's actually, if you scrub through to the last, like I think it's the last minute or two of this, the last pose I do, I just put it next to the Mark 6. It's not a particularly good pose, but they just look so good together. So if you want to check that out. And then tonight at 10 p.m. my time, I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, and 2 p.m. I've got episode number 35 of Visions with Ryan. So folks, if you want to check it out, we discussed the past, the present, and the future of Ryan's collecting journey, Jedi Patrol. And if you want to check out my channel, if you like the content, subscribe to One Stick Figure Focus, or that's it pretty much. Thank you. Subscribe to everyone on the panel.
Make sure that if you haven't already, One Stick Figure Focus on IG and YouTube. Thank you for being here, brother. As always, you want to check out the content. Again, prep time. He is the 1/6 scale Batman of the community, because he's always prepped. Always a contingency plan. So definitely thank you for that. Rich, what's going on with you, brother? What's going on, man? What we got going?
So as always, thank you so much for having me, man. Appreciate it. I am 346 in my subscriber counts. If everybody can subscribe to me, I would very much appreciate it. Really trying to get to near 500 as soon as possible. So I have got my 1/6 scale bunker ready, and I'm filming that as well these next couple of days. So I'll be doing a review of that one from IC Customs. That's to go with my Nightmare Batman. So I'll be doing a review of that, and then I'm going to be bringing back Film Club in the next couple of weeks. It's my birthday next Monday, so I'm going to try and avoid doing anything around then, because I'm hoping I'm going to get spoiled. Just a couple of videos here and there, nothing massive. But then in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing a film news, movie news, etc. So to really up the content, really. So very much appreciate if everyone can subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. I'm not Riley Reviews, I'm Reviews with Rich. It says Riley Reviews at the bottom of here. I'm like 20 years older than Riley, so I don't know how you forget that.
Yours is right below. Hold on, what the hell?
Riley's like,
Anthony,
thank
how
you.
You doing, man?
No wonder Riley's on 2,000 subs.
He's like, yes.
Here we go.
So it's Reviews with Rich on IG and YouTube. If everyone can subscribe, that would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Make sure you do, man. It's always
thanks, bro.
If you haven't already, subscribe to all my bros here on this channel, man. You want to make sure you do. If you haven't already subscribed to the 1/6 scale man YouTube channel, also just wanted to let you know, I forgot to mention this off the top, we are still doing, basically we have started with the giveaway. This is going to be for the Iron Man Origins Collectible Deluxe giveaway, and this is basically something I partnered with my bro Marcos over there, Collector Zone. So you have a chance to basically win this. All you have to do is become a member of the Figure Flex Friday group, as well as the Collecting Cantina, Collector Zone Cantina. Once you do that, there's going to be a video posted up, I think later today, where all you have to basically do is go under the video, explain why you like Iron Man, and you could be one of the ones picked to win this piece, this amazing piece. So definitely is something that we're going to be giving away for the entire month. Again, get that in and make sure you've actually subscribed to the group, and you get a chance to actually win that. Also, if you are already a member of the Figure Flex Friday group, there is basically the Flex Wars that are going on right now, where you actually have a chance to get entered in. Actually, the best Flex wins. We are giving away, and this is going to be running for 2 months, and there's going to be a special giveaway for that one. Stay tuned for that. But definitely, you want to become a member of the group. Again, you must become a member of the group to be in the running to win these pieces, man. But again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel. As always, we try to bring you some great content over there as much as I can, even though I'm tired of shit sometimes. But definitely make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to everybody here. And thank you for being here today. It's been a great show. As always, remember, the collecting community is a great community to be in. We hold it sacred. We have to hold it sacred. and protect each other while we do it. So definitely thank you guys for being here. Until next time, until next week, we will see y'all later. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.